yeah. I'm at 3 Church Road. I went to Waynesboro to bring this man down to this address. And now he's trying to force his way into a house. I'm afraid to move my vehicle. They're fighting in there.
It's inside the house now?
Yeah.
You have your doors locked?
It's open. I'm in a van.
You need to make yourself safe, okay? Even if you've got to drive away from there to get away from him and close that and lock that door. Do that for me now, please.
Okay, wait a minute.
And smashed. Well, good morning, guys. It's like 10 to 6 here on there. Anyways, oh, of course my cat wants to come bug me now. Doors open, leave me alone, go away. I love animals, so anyways, you guys, good morning. And obviously day 2 of the inquest, which you guys obviously already know. But anyways, let's just do some hellos first. Sorry if I am a little bit tired. I am a little bit tired. That's okay. Anyways, hi Brooke Walker, how are you? I'll try to get some more tonight. Okay, Brooke? I don't know, because like I'm not sure if like the Delphi docs are coming out tonight or today. And then Brian Koberger with the Idaho case. He has his like hearing thing or whatever today as well. Morning, Claire. How are you? Well, I guess it's afternoon time over there. That's right, because it's probably about 25 minutes before the verdict. Okay, really, Bambi? Seriously? Yeah, of course. You don't need mommy's attention right now. Hi, Shelly. How are you? And let's see. Who's Martin, Shelly? Who's Martin? Good morning. Hi, Leoza. Are you a Leo? Is that why it's highlighted in bigger? Are you a Leo, Leoza? Hi, JDR. Probably. Hi, Ben. How are you? Hi, Kaz. Morning. Hi, Crystal. Miss Marks. Karen, how are you? And Irene, how are you? Good. Now, I know we will go through, I mean, there's not much to go through, but we will go over it regardless. But I know most of you have already. And then there's still things that I would like to talk about. Absolutely. Claire, oh, there he is. Hey, buddy.
Good morning.
You see, it takes Adam longer to get ready in the morning than it does for me. That's always what
I hadn't made it a coffee yet. Sorry.
You know what? I did that already. I made coffee. I had some toast as I was just getting ready for the live and stuff like that. Why are they selectively? One second. Hi, Lenny. Persephone? Did I say that right? So many cases and trials. There's a lot of. Oh, is that a cold one or a hot one?
Cold.
Those ones are good too. Yeah. But anyways, so obviously, Adam, the verdict should be in about 25 minutes here, at about quarter after. Now, again, we'll get into that. Let me pull up something first. I'll pull up first of all this. Okay, this is the reason. Okay, you know what? If I get emotional today, I'm going to apologize right now because I'm kind of feeling very sad about everything, in certain ways. Um, but I feel like I'm on the verge of tears today. Um, I think part of it is, like, regardless of what, my eyes are already getting teary. Regardless of what your thoughts are with the case, we all have our own opinions. Um, Adam and I have never felt like Paul and that had anything to do with Nicola's, um, you know, demise, untimely, say death or whatever. Um, so when you're reading the today's events, you know, it's just hard not to absorb um, the words, of course, the impact to the family. That's what always hurts me the most in any case. Not only did somebody lose their life, but it's the family if they're not involved. Because there's a lot of cases where family is involved. Um, it's it hurts me to know whether it's you out there and wherever you live, if something happens to some member in your family, it's sad. It hurts the heart when you know that people are in pain, or hurting, you know, because I always look at it like if it was happened to me, obviously how would I feel, you know. I again, whether it's your partner, your brother, your sister, your whatever, doesn't matter, right? A death is such a huge loss, especially when taken at the hands of others. You know, hence why this channel is in true crime, to bring a voice to the voiceless. Um, in Nikki's case, um, we just want we have just wanted the truth, and I still don't feel like we're fully there for sure. I think that there's still a lot of unanswered questions, and we'll get into that. But how are you feeling today, Adam?
I didn't sleep very well. I've got a little bit of a cold, so if I
Did
sound
you?
nasally, I apologize. You know, in like the bridge of your nose, it's painful and it hurts. But you know, as for like, I, I was surprised yesterday because I didn't expect to get as much evidence as we got. To be honest, I really thought that there was going to be a lot more kind
Mhm.
of stuff swept under the rug, and so I left yesterday a little bit more optimistic about the outcome of Nicola's case than I had in
Yeah.
the past. But overall, you know, it doesn't change the fact that, you know, this beautiful woman is gone. Those two little, you know, those two little girls don't have a
Yeah.
mother, and you know, and now they're left to grow up, you know, without their mother, and you know, Paul's left without his partner. And think what you may about Paul, but you know, he's got to raise those. I mean, I know that
Children.
you know there'll be other people involved in that will help, but you know, I would not want to be in his shoes having to explain
Yeah,
where their mom is.
exactly.
So,
Um, so Mr. Smith, before I literally boot your butt from this channel because you're a human piece of crap, do you want me to answer that question for you or not? Actually, you know what? You don't deserve my time. Mod, is there a mod who wants to do it? Actually, no. Let me do it. I'm gonna ban you just for your ignorance. Go get yourself a life. Go get yourself a little bit of self-love, by the way. I don't have time to answer this type of stupid question. All right? It these people like this, honestly, you should be on that Titan that went down. Seriously. So enjoy the ban, loser. I don't have time for that crap today. I love it when people say stupid shit like that. Sorry, start me off on there. I'm not going to play those games. No, exactly. The reason I was going to let a mod do it, but for me personally, I was like, no, because I can ban, or Adam can ban. I think that that's the most ridiculous question. So if it hurts you, why are you doing this? Are you monetized? What a stupid question. What a stupid person. Um, yeah, no, exactly. That's why I was like, okay, I'm gonna be nice about this, and then boot the idiot. I just hate that. You know, it, I want to say this before we get started. It is because of people like me, Adam, and you guys out there that this is why this type of world on the internet and space exists. Because there's people like us who actually care and that want to be here, that want to bring a voice to people. Do I care? I mean, at the end of the day, if YouTube monetizes me, I when I could have done it at 1,000 subscribers, I
Yeah,
had
you
no
did.
clue that first. I never did. I was like about 2,300 subscribers before I even monetized. I didn't even know about YouTube ads and stuff like that, But people always want to make it about themselves, like somehow we're just reeking off the dead and something like that. Reaping, that's what I was looking for. But anyways, and it just kills me that there's so many ignorant people in this world, But you guys know why you like, right? These people truly don't affect me. It makes me sad for them that they're that type of person, but they actually don't truly affect me because I like who I am as a person. I like what I do, and I like that I care a lot. I like that I love a lot. Simple as that. No one can ever take that away from you guys. Remember that. So when people want to sit there and be trolls and whatever like that to you, honestly, besides having fun at them sometimes, they're really just a waste of energy and time. They don't deserve it because you know that you're a better person than they are. Simple as that. Always remember that, right? Powerpuff chicks and guys. Okay, let's go. No, you know. Anyways,
Good
exactly.
morning,
We
Jack.
don't. We don't. We don't need those type of ignorant people here.
Right, right.
Um,
Leo says we
Anthony
care
man.
and we want the truth. Exactly.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He's
Yep.
Sheen Bob.
So I do want to say that. Okay, I added all the names that I could find on the rock space here. So basically, it was simply and it would be in this live. I don't want to go back to the other lives now. In this live at the end, if somebody still wants to have their name added to Nikki's memorial rock here, I put all the names on that I've seen. If I've missed yours, email me at acrimingshame@gmail.com. The only thing I asked you to do was just simply share. So if you share this video right now or whatever, but you have to wait to, no, because I don't want you seeing it in here, share, because I won't remember. Yeah, well, I mean, I do have a notepad. I don't use them too often. Deb should be proud. I got sticky notes. Yeah, but it's just hard for me to keep up in chat sometimes. Try to do a live and then try to do the control stuff behind it as well. I'll take a look in a minute. There was a lot of evidence this morning. Not
Right.
really.
Good morning, Ben.
No, I didn't think so. I mean, yesterday was a plethora of information. Anyways, you guys just stay who you are. Like I said, like yourself because you're kind and caring, and you don't come in to sit there and try to cause drama and be ignorant. So just remember that you're a better person out there. Um, okay, so I'll bring it up. There's not really a ton, obviously, and okay, you know what? We'll go through it really quick because in about 15 minutes time here, I'll just do it from. Oh, am I lagging? Shoot,
A little bit.
I am lagging. You know what my problem is, Adam? I'm lagging. My things counts. Shoot.
I think you're better now.
No, I can't even see myself. Totally frozen.
Really?
Can you
Huh.
hear?
We see you. I see you and hear you like fine now. Your lips weren't
Really?
matching the audio before, but I see you and hear you at the same time now.
Yeah, my computer's doing something really strange. Come on. Come on, computer. I knew I should have updated you. Wait, It's still. Can you see me?
I can see you. Yeah.
Oh, something just. No, my computer's froze.
Huh. We can see you fine.
You know what? I'll have to be right back. Let me hit. I'm not going to reboot. I'm just going to hit Control Alt Delete just to get out of here for a second.
Okay.
Control Alt Delete. Task Manager. Come on, Task Manager. Do. What am I in? I don't want to close down Explorer. It's so strange. It's never like done this before.
Yeah, because I mean, you're coming through just fine.
It's not strange. I just want to get rid of Stream. Oh, there it is. Streamlabs. There you are. Okay, end task. I'm still here, huh?
Yep.
Really? Wow, stream. Really, computer? It literally didn't even exit it. And like the thing is, Adam, I'm literally stuck with going to share, and I can't get rid of it.
Really?
Yeah. Okay, wait. Camera. Is it my camera on or off?
Your camera's on.
Yeah, because it won't. I'm just literally froze.
Huh.
Like the screen is froze. Anyways, you go ahead and look at things. I'm gonna close this off. No, I can't really do. Oh.
Oh, there she went. She went bye-bye. I'm going to take myself down here. I don't like that. Let me pull up the page she was on, and then hopefully she'll be right back.
Oh. Wow. What the heckery? Okay, let's try this again.
Okay. Are you all better now?
I don't know. Look it. It's not even coming up. Where is it? Are you kidding me? Stop screen. Are you kidding me? Am I gonna have to reboot? I might have to just reboot. Like, okay, it's my fault. My husband always keeps telling me, do your updates. And I didn't listen. Is it there?
Oh, it's trying to come up.
I can see it. Can you see it?
I can see it.
Oh. Okay, so Adam, let's quickly. Oh, Adam, I keep forgetting I made that new one. Okay. This is the Echo one. I'm just going to do that one since the Manchester one. Let's see. Well, I guess there was a bit to say, but we'll kind of go through it quickly. Do you have it up too, Adam? We'll just. Okay, we don't want to do that. We just want to go there. Okay.
This is the Echo one.
Did I make you? I feel like I made everybody like seasick by scrolling like that. Okay, I'll start it off here. The high-profile nature of Nicola Bulley's disappearance and the search to find her means that the inquest is being treated differently than other. Wait, is this the right one? Oh yeah, okay, it is. Okay, well, we can skip over that garble. We're gonna skip over that garble. Okay, Nicola's family's partner, Paul Ansel, parents Ernie and Dorothy Bulley, and sister Louise Cunningham will be represented at the inquest by Solicitor Terry Wilcox and Hudge Solicitors, and Sophia Cartwright KC of Dean's Court Chambers. head of today's proceedings are a spokesperson for Nicola's disappearance. Okay, we don't. Her family are hopeful and confident that the inquest process will establish the true facts, clear timeline of what happened and how Nicola died. Her family will not be making any comment until all evidence has been heard and until the coroner has delivered his conclusion. Witnesses are still being brought in. Okay, I just want to make sure. This is today, right? Okay, yeah. This is today's,
Is it
right?
today? No, I think that's yesterday.
How was it yesterday? No. Oh, hold on.
Because mine says mine.
Yeah, you're right.
Mine has at
I
10:20 Nicola's parents to give evidence, and then at
yeah.
10:35 no history of
No, I think
self-harm.
it's because today's the 27th.
Yes.
Yeah, okay. It's because I scrolled all the way down and it has the first day on it as well. Okay, so yes, Nicola's parents to give that. Okay. So no history of suicidal feelings or self-harm. I find that one hard to believe considering what was said. Like in one of the things that she said to her sister or whatever.
Right.
Talking to the inquest on its second day, Nicola Bulley's GP, Rebecca Gray, said Nicola sometimes struggling with sleeping. She told a nurse her GP surgery that it felt like her brain was overloaded. She explained that Nicola had previously spoke about anxiety and been prescribed antidepressants and beta blockers. In January 2022, Nicola presented with fatigue and said that she felt more anxious. She said she had started a new job and was finding it particularly stressful. The GP ordered some blood tests and were all normal. Dr. Gray said that there was no mention in the records of Nicola reporting any suicidal feelings or self-harm. In February 2022, Nicola spoke struggling with sleep as a result of work stresses. Dr. Gray said she described how her brain felt like it was overloaded and she had tried taking Nital, herbal tea, and sleep spray. On January 11, 2023, she went to a walk-in center at Fleetwood and said she had fallen and banged her head the previous night and was feeling drowsy and had been sick. She was sent to AE. That's probably why Louise ended up calling at Blackpool Victoria Infirmary, where a head CT scan found no internal injury. Do you want to read the next one, Adam?
Sure.
And hi, guys.
This one
Thank you guys
is
for joining us. Go ahead,
police
sorry.
and paramedic attended Nicola Bulley's home. Mental health clinician Teresa Lewis Levy attended Nicola Bulley's home along with police officer and a paramedic over concerns over her welfare. They attended on January 10th, and Miss Bulley appeared intoxicated on her bed and spoke of having lost weight. However, when asked if she appeared depressed, Miss Levy said, no, not that I could ascertain at that time. They were asked to attend by Miss Bulley's sister, Miss Cunningham, as the family was concerned with her increased alcohol use and the impression she didn't want to be here. The team arrived at Nicola's home at 7:30 p.m. The conversation with Miss Levy was quite brief, and Miss Bulley then said she was tired and wanted to go to bed. She was advised to go and see the GP the following day, but she said she couldn't as she was sorting her mortgage out. However, when Miss Levy spoke to Nicola's partner Paul, he said there wasn't an issue with the mortgage and it wasn't something that was being done the following day.
Okay. Okay. Oh, I got the wrong thing on there. Sorry, my bad. Accidentally had thing. Okay. Nicola Bulley's sister breaks down in tears during inquest. Speaking on the second day of the inquest, Louise Cunningham said her sister Nicola Bulley spoke to her about having problems sleeping. Asked if she spoke about menopausal symptoms with her, Ms. Cunningham said she discussed having some symptoms with HRT. It was back in the summer of 2022. She was having headaches. She couldn't get the balance exactly right. She mentioned having struggles sleeping. She was taking lavender spray, herbal tea, anything that would relax her before bed. Nicola Bulley's sister broke down in tears during the inquest. It's very sad. When she was asked about what type of person the mom of two was, Louise Cunningham said was due to give evidence at the hearing on its second day. She broke down crying and had to be passed a tissue. And she said, she was my big sister. very much a planner. Can I just be honest and say that Louise looks older? She started her career again as a busy mom, as most people are juggling a career and family life. She always had things under control.
So this one
11:06
says Nicola's sister continues to give evidence. After composing herself, she said Nicola was very much a planner and that she was just amazing. Every Christmas, Mom and Dad would buy her a Springer Spaniel calendar, and every January, Nikki would transfer everything onto the new one with a color-coded system. She continued, before having the girls, she was a mortgage advisor. After the kids, she resat her exams. She was just getting back into a routine of work again and was absolutely brilliant. According to Louise, Nicola had a special bond with Willow. She said he was like her third child. She would always find time in her day to take Willow for a walk. Aww.
Okay. Let's see here. There's no way Nikki would leave Willow unattended. Why did it jump on me? Asked about Nicola's mental health, Louise said Nikki did have a bit of a blip over Christmas period with her HRT. However, come January, she had started to get back to normal self. She was back on the HRT and back to work and back to the normal Nikki. Her drinking did increase. However, her sister, she never confided or ever confided. Why can't I talk today? In her about suicidal thoughts or anything related. Asked by the coroner whether she would leave the dog by the field if she ever did consider ending her life. Louise replied, absolutely not. There's no way that Nikki would leave Willow unattended. Discussing January 10th when an ambulance was called by Louise. It was a bit of a wake-up call for her, I think. She was fuming with me for calling the ambulance. She thought I had overreacted, and maybe I did, but she is my sister, and I was concerned. She started to get back to normal after that. Louise last saw Nicola on, get a load of this, guys, Friday, January 13th. So Friday the 13th, having stayed with her sister for a few days after the incident on January 10th.
What do you make of any of that? Or do you want to discuss that?
I will cut. We can come back to it, but
okay.
Hold on. Let me just scroll up for a second. I just want to scroll up.
Make sure we don't miss the verdict.
Okay. The coroner is due to return to court shortly.
That was 2 minutes ago.
Yeah. So what time did we leave off at?
11:28.
Okay.
Yeah, Nicola Bulley was making plans the morning she went missing. Nicola Bulley's sister was planning a spa day shortly before her death. Louise Cunningham cried at the inquest and said she said, I literally confirmed it was booked, but she didn't pick up the message. The sisters were due to go to Ribby Hall for a spa day on March 18th using a voucher Nicola's daughter had bought her for Mother's Day in 2022. Sophie Cartwright, KC, representing the family, said, would it be fair to say you were incredibly close sisters? To which Louise said yes. The barrister continued, not just incredibly close, but you come from a very loving family. You were brought up down south, but Mom and Dad moved north to be near the girls. We talked about hobbies, but it's fair to say Nikki's hobbies was family. Louise responded yes. Louise went to explain that she was wearing Nicola's dress today at the inquest. Their parents had given it to Nicola for Christmas, but she didn't like it, so she gave it to Louise. According to Louise, Nicola worked for Love Homes in Garston and had a really successful work meeting the day before she disappeared. She was excited about her career, Louise added.
Okay. Nicola Bulley's partner said she had been looking forward to the future before her disappearance. Paul Ansel, giving evidence at the inquest, said the blip over Christmas period happened, but in January she was back to herself, looking forward to the future and everything was on the up. He went on, she had a good day before she went missing, came home full of beans, excited. I'm sorry. Full of beans. Usually I know that's meant to be like, like you're happy and whatever. I don't think of it that way when I think full of beans, but I had to think about that one for a second going, wait, what way is he using that expression? Excited with work, with meetings she had, and plans for the year. It's not an expression that we would use in Canada for saying that somebody's happy. Yeah, that's why it threw me off. Anyways.
We have dog harness theory. Attention has now turned to the issue of the harness which was removed from Willow and found by the bench where Nicola's phone was. This has been the subject of speculation and conspiracy theories. Asked why it would be removed, Paul said, "We would always take the harness off before going through the gate. Because she's a Springer, she's very erratic and into the bushes, so anything that is on her that could get caught, we used to take it off." Asked why the harness was in the grass and the phone on the bench, he replied, "When she got back to the bench, she is still listening to a conference call. She must have put the phone on the bench and then gone to put the harness back on Willow."
Okay. At 10:30 a.m., roughly an hour after Nicola is believed to have entered the water, Paul sent her a text asking, "Have you got lost?" At 10:50, their children's school called him to say that her phone in Willow had been found. The coroner also references Ring doorbell footage, which shows Paul leaving the house at around this time. Paul reveals Nicola had a meeting planned at 11 a.m. by the time the day she disappeared, and then she had quite a lot of paperwork to get ready for another meeting that afternoon. She would always come home for her morning walk at about 10:15, Paul said. He added, "When it got to 10:30, I started to feel a bit concerned." Let me just scroll up one more second. Hold on, we're at 11:47. The court is assembling ahead. Okay. The court is assembling ahead of Dr. Adderley's verdict before he adjourned to consider a decision on behalf. Okay. To record a conclusion of accidental death, which I don't think that that's a shocker. Hold on a second, Adam. We'll come back to that in a second.
Okay.
Yeah. I know that somebody sent me an email, and Jackie, thank you very much. I just seen that. I know that somebody sent me this email that I just looked at, and it's by Auditing Britain, and it's saying evidence suggests that Dr. Adelaide Coroner for Lancashire received a bank payment of $1.3 million in the week the body of Nicola Jane Bulley's body was placed in care. The payment apparently made by a lead member of the Lancashire Freemasons on June 26th at Caves. Okay. I'm sorry, but I'm just not under that belief myself whatsoever. I'm sorry, but does anyone else here think that Dr. Adelaide got paid $1.3 million by the Freemasons and that we would know about it?
I think we'd know about it.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but I think that's a little bit too far-fetched for me.
Right.
On there, stuff like that. That's a total conspiracy theory, and that's about the Freemasons and stuff. And everyone always goes to the Freemasons for pretty much every case, to be honest with you, or at least a lot of them. It's
they've talked about it with Delphi. They've talked about it with so many cases.
Yeah. IGP. Yeah. It's just nothing that we like. That's just not anything that we feel is yeah. Anon. I know who Anon is. It stuff like that when it starts getting way off there. I'm just not into that far out there. That's too far out there for me. Yeah. Anyways, you guys obviously, after you guys this morning, you guys aren't shocked by the accidental. You know what? No one thought it was going to be placed as accidental. I mean, again, we didn't know everything, of course, because as we know from yesterday and today, there's a lot of things that start coming into. Oh, okay, So it was Louise that called. Yeah, on there. So it was Louise that called, but I mean, the verdict is what it is. Accidental.
Well, all that says is that the family's attorney is imploring him to rule it accidental.
Oh, okay. I thought that was the verdict.
No. Refresh
bad.
Again. Maybe there's a verdict.
No, it will show up.
Okay.
Like it instantly just pops up.
Yeah. So all that says is that before the judge went out to
implored him
to basically go over his verdict, they implored him to rule it accidental.
Mm-hmm. Well, yeah, Okay, let's go back then, since it's not there yet. I mean, it's not like the answer is going to go away, regardless of what he decides. So I think we're at 11:47 here, right? Yes, 11:47, Adam.
Yeah. Nicola Bulley's partner broke down in tears during his evidence to the inquest and had to leave the room. Paul Ansel had said she was an incredible mom. He said in a witness statement, Nikki was a quiet person who enjoyed the simple side of life. She was a very private person and kept herself to herself. He then started crying and was taken away. Oh, that sounds very
Um,
dramatic when they said he was taken away.
I know, right? Um, we are back underway. At that point, 11:56, he explained that Nicola okay. He explained that Nicola had stopped drinking when she disappeared and was back taking her HRT medication. Um, Paul said in a statement she was grateful for every day. She was an amazing mom and partner, and that this gave her huge security. She focused on important things and did the right thing by everyone. She was well respected by all who knew her. Everyone loved her.
Right.
You
Can I
can,
say
you
really
can,
quickly? I mean, I know we'll talk about it before, but before I forget
yeah,
again, when I read
yeah,
this, it to me that makes sense when they talk about how in the mornings everything would always be chaotic, but that morning
yeah.
everything was so orderly. Which, if
Uh-huh.
she'd stopped drinking, it would make sense to me that she was kind of back to this orderly sense. But that's just a thought.
Right.
Um, Nicola's parents giving evidence. Now, Nicola's parents, Ernest and Dot, are speaking. They are sat side by side next to Louise, Nicola's sister. Miss Bulley cries as she recalls the last time she saw her daughter. The night before she went missing, Mr. and Mrs. Bulley had been watching the girls at Nicola's home while she was on a Zoom meeting. Oh, okay.
Yes,
She
I
said,
knew it. I knew it, Adam. I just want to say I knew that because I could tell. Because when Mr. Bully was speaking, why would they go to the door?
that makes
Like
so
it.
much more.
Yeah, on that one. So I knew that it was at their home,
Yeah.
versus. Yeah. Go ahead. Sorry.
Um, she said, before we went home and we went to the front door and gave them all a kiss and a cuddle. Mr. Bully added, we gave her a hug as we always do with our children and with our grandchildren. Mr. Bully describes giving Nikki a kiss and a hug. As he starts to cry, Mrs. Bully adds, for the last time. Mr. Bully said as a little girl, Nikki was always dancing around in her tutu, and as a teenager, she wasn't any trouble. He has to take several pauses as he speaks to compose himself and adds, she put so much into passing those exams. It wasn't, sorry, it wasn't easy bringing up a family and looking to combine the two together, but we knew that she could do it.
Yeah. The family's barrister, Sophie, the KC, is now making submissions to the coroner regarding the possible conclusions available to him. Coroners are encouraged wherever possible to use what is known as a short form conclusion in varying contexts as opposing to best
He's,
options available today. What
he's back in court, just so you know.
is he as
But
okay?
yeah,
Um, so these can be concluded as accidental misadventure, self-harm, drug-related. Cartwright tells the coroner that the conclusion he should return is one of accidental death. She argues that the phone evidence, post-mortem expert evidence, and eyewitness accounts all point to Nicola's death being an accident. What occurred on the riverbank at probably sometime shortly after 9:18 was a tragic accident for Nikki. It is clear from the evidence that at 9:18, Nikki increased the volume on the Zoom call. It isn't a Teams call, and it appears that that's what happened after that. What after that must somehow be linked to the location of the dog harness. That part I don't understand what they're saying there really. So because she increased it, that she did that so that she could go put the thing on Willow or whatever. Maybe that's it. Anyways, after that, somehow she linked the location of the dog harness found on the steep part of the slope. There must be, there's been so much rumors, suspicion, speculation. The family are of the view that that has been allayed by the evidence. The family are comforted by the evidence that Nikki's death would have been very soon after she entered the water. The barrister urges the coroner to find at approximately 9:30 a.m. Nicola Bulley, on the balance of probabilities, died in the river due to an accidental death. She also urges the coroner to consider that the screams heard are not connected to Nicola's death, and says that they don't have any relevance how Nikki came by her death. You know what? The screams don't make sense because they don't align up with the time. You don't hear a scream at the same time that Penny is, at 9:30. To that, they just, you're too far away, really. But they don't align for time wise anyway.
Right.
Anyways, okay. Evidence concluded. Let's see, Dr. Adelaide. Okay, so I guess it's just a matter now of waiting for the conclusion here. Oh wait, no, there was more than that. I know what happened. I thought, oh, maybe it was just on the other page. Maybe it was on the other page. It was set up a little differently. I think on the other page they had it kind of, more like in a note thing or whatever. Okay. Now, well, we'll wait. Am I at the right spot of this? I need to go back up, don't I? So that we can wait for that to update. Okay, let's come back to you guys over here. Jackie says, there does seem to be a separation between Paul and the other members of the family. Do you feel that way, Jackie? Do you feel like that, Adam?
Honestly, I hadn't really thought about it.
Me neither, but I never felt it.
I hadn't felt it until, but I mean, I guess it would depend on what their demeanor was like in court together.
Yeah. I like, meaning they didn't speak any ill will of him. I don't know. I never thought about it either, Jackie. Nicola's dad said that she was careful not to go near the water when she walked Willow, so seems strange she would have known the dangers was as an adult. Yeah, well, we'll get into that in just a minute. I don't get why she would not simply carry the harness on the walk rather than just leave it on the floor by the bench. Well, that's the thing, right? So I don't get why. So if we're going by that, she went in at the bench,
Right.
and the harness was on the ground, that would probably be because it was in her hand. She would have slipped with no slip marks, and then it would have probably flung back over or dropped or something out of her hand, hence why it was probably on the ground. If that's the case. But no slip marks, huh? It still blows me away. Still blows me away. Man in black, bruises, scream. Well, the Manchester one is really, I was looking at it. That's the one I had originally pulled up, Ben. The Manchester one, where did it go? Was it this one? Long term. That's when I had originally pulled up, but then for some reason it didn't pull up on screen. But okay, why isn't it pulling up now? I hate it when the Manchester News does that. I'll just see if there's any other, or just read whatever else somebody else is putting. I'm just gonna look here.
Manchester has it updated, Jackie says.
Well, that's for the one I typically like to use. But then all of a sudden, when I hit here, let me just stop screen, share screen. When I went to go pull it up the last time, it just disappeared for whatever reason. Is it up? Let's see. Oh, okay. Okay. Go ahead, Adam. Let me take this off the screen. Huh?
Sorry, I was muted. What you want me to read this?
Yeah.
Oh, well, let me pull up the main thing.
Oh, I'm sorry. Do you want me to send it to you?
No, I have it. I just have to.
Okay.
I just have to open it back up. I'm assuming this would update from yesterday.
Well, I thought so too, but for mine it didn't. But I'll put the link in the thing if it doesn't.
Oh yeah, will you send me the new link for it because it didn't update from yesterday?
Yeah, I sent it to
me yesterday's. Sorry. Excellent. By the way, if for anyone interested in the Delphi case, I got an email saying they don't think the documents are going to come out this week.
I didn't think so, actually, Adam. I had a feeling about that.
You heard it here first.
Yeah. When I woke up this morning, I thought the same thing. I was like, I bet you any money they don't even come out this week.
So I'll read this. This says, coroner summing up the case. The coroner, James Adelaide, is back in court and is summing up the case. He reminds all present that the inquest is not dealing with the police operational response to Nikki's disappearance. He says Miss Bulley was last seen alive by fellow dog walker Claire Krisham at 9:10 a.m. At 9:18, she adjusted the volume of her phone conference call on her mobile phone. PC Keith Greenhall, examined her Fitbit. It recorded steps in 15-minute segments. On January 27th, she walked 4,548 steps between 8 a.m. and 9:30 a.m. Between 9:15 and 9:30, she walked 273 steps. No further steps after 9:30 a.m. At 9:22, the Fitbit recorded a substantially increased heart rate. Penny Fletcher arrived at the bench at 9:33 a.m. Miss Bulley was nowhere to be seen, but Willow was found and the dog harness was found between the bench and the river. Miss Bulley was last seen alive at 9:10 a.m., interacted with her phone at 9:18 a.m., and Miss Fletcher found Willow at 9:33. This provides a maximum window of 15 minutes when she went into the river, says the coroner. The riverbank, he adds, had an almost vertical drop. At the base, a stone wall had been built to prevent further erosion, and this provided no footholds or handholds. If you fell here, you would certainly enter the water, Dr. Adelaide said. He did the opposite bank 20 meters away, was also a difficult site to climb out of. The coroner said the flow on the river on the day Miss Bulley died made it almost impossible to get out.
So how do they sit there? Okay, what's something that's catching my eye right now? It says between 9:15 and 9:30, she walked 273 steps. Really, because I thought she died pretty much at 9:22, because they would have put then from 9:15 to 9:22 were the last known steps. Why would they put 9:30?
They said it said it updates in 15-minute increment segments, so it probably just was saying that 15-minute segment.
Oh, okay, sorry, I was too busy focused on that time. Did something just pop up? No, the page kind of bumped for a second. We'll watch something in a minute. I just want to wait for this thing to happen. What about this though? What about okay, right? The corners thing is the corners thing regardless, guys. Paul literally told the Anne-Marie that she was struggling. Why are they sitting there keep saying that she was freaking happy? There was even in yesterday's thing, it said the lady said she didn't look happy. One of the people at the school, she said something like it's she didn't look happy, but it's Friday. Even though, so I don't know if they mistyped that or whatever. Said she's not happy, but regardless, why would literally Paul tell Anne Fletcher she was struggling then if everything was fine, everything was hunky-dory? Why? I have an issue with that. That's just either you're you know what I mean? Like, if you're going to be truthful then. She obviously wasn't honky-dory like they keep trying to make her out to be. you wouldn't say your wife is struggling to frickin' somebody, and then Ann Fletcher tells whatever the other lady that she's struggling. Like, why would you do that? Right, guys? Like, why would you sit there if everything was just so hunky dory and her life was back on track? Oh, but you just literally told the person she's struggling? That doesn't make sense. I'm sorry. Yeah. Well, well, doesn't matter happy or sad. You could still have an. Well, that's not a brainiac thing there. Of course. It just pisses me off when people say, you know, oh, she was just so happy. Everything was great. She had all this going on. Oh, and then Paul says that she's struggling. Why would you say that? And not only that, then why would you bring up the vulnerabilities if she wasn't struggling? Her family brought up that. Okay? They brought up that. Remember that. They brought up that. That wasn't just information that people found and whatever. That was they brought that out regardless. Sunny, early this morning it was sorry, let me put the comment over here. Dear. Well, that's what I'm saying though. It's when people, try to add sugar on something, right? And if Paul hadn't said that, I could look at that absolutely. Nicola, you look like a really wonderful lady. Everyone has their issues, menopausal stuff, whatever, drinking, obviously. She did bang her head and all that. I mean, obviously that's why her sister probably called because she probably tipped over somewhere, right? Is what happened. And her sister was worried about her enough that she called her. And then of course Nikki was, ticked off at her. Oh, did I grab the wrong comment? Wait, Sunday early this morning it was said she went on a hike on January 11th and fell. Okay, yeah, I didn't see that. Like, that's what I noticed, Ben, with when I'm looking over the different reports yesterday. And so, I mean, later I'll put out a video. So what I did was I basically went through like 3 different Manchester, the Echo, and the Yorkshire. And I went through that, and I took all the timeline from yesterday, and then there was some that said a little bit more other things in it versus the other one, stuff like that. So I kind of included them in the spot that they belonged, but it was like only on the one site did they start talking about a nose and frickin' whatever. The other 2 never said anything about that. So why yesterday? Why yesterday did they tell us about a bruise on the leg or whatever it was, and some bruises and then some stuff in the foot, and yet on the site that said that she freaking had blood on her chin and her nose was scuffed, why wasn't that said anywhere else? Like, how does one the article get it and the other 2 aren't even saying that? And then you have one article saying 9:10 for the last time she's seen her, and the other one saying 9:15. Like, don't these people listen while they're sitting in there, or like what happened? Like, Adam, seriously, how does 2 of them talk about bruises?
Oh, yeah, right.
And then the other one's talking about freaking blood on chin and nose. Like, nowhere was that said on the other 2 at all. And yet the one that had the nose had nothing about the freaking, scratches or bruises or whatever. Like, it was strange. Like, what do these people just copy and paste each other, and then somebody goes, oops, I hit the wrong one, or I added a little extra? I don't know how that works, because they really kind of do sometimes. If you guys look, they literally take from each other. You can see it because they're copies, and then you'll see the odd paragraph that has a little bit of difference to it. And so, okay, we'll get into that in a minute. Let's look at some of these comments. Maybe she had a panic attack. You can get dizzy from that. left a dog and the phone, and stepped towards a little field behind the church and fell in somewhere from dizziness. But the thing is, you'd literally have to, like, I don't know. It would depend on, like, UK, right? If you guys looked on some of the interviews, it can get really muddy on that because of the rain, But there was no slip marks even. So it's not to say that, it was ever ruled out. But again, it would have to mean that everyone else sucked. Everybody else failed Nicola miserably for 3 weeks until she was found in the water. Not by them. That's what it shows me then. If that's the case, and she did go in there, let's just say, okay? Because I mean, if the Fitbit stops at a certain time, what did somebody carry her out of there? And then throw her back in 3 weeks later?
Exactly right.
Well, that would be the only plausible thing. She wouldn't be on her feet then. So should she have gone in the water right there? Like I said, then basically they all failed her. They all failed her, including Willow. Willow, why didn't you go in there? You tell us the story, Willow. If only dogs could speak. Well, that's the thing, right, Jackie? Right? So if they even said yesterday that she would have sunk, that she would have been buoyancy a little bit, but would have sunk, she would sink. Well, sinking doesn't mean you're freaking floating down the river. It means you sank. So how did she get from there to there? How? They didn't explain that. They didn't explain how there was nothing to show that Nicola would ever. Like I said, if it was the fact that she tripped over her dog, then there should be something. There should have been something, but maybe there wasn't because there's too many footprints there. Who knows? But like we're talking kind of fresh. Like it's not like it was that long before the police got there. There should be some, fresh looking footage that show you slipped. Because we're not talking like bushy field grass at the time. We're talking it had been raining. The chances are that the ground was mucky.
And frost. I think there were, like William says. Oh no, I'm sorry. Shelley says frost on the ground that morning. Heavy frost.
No, it doesn't matter, William, on this one. Yeah, no, there wasn't heavy frost on the ground that morning. The footage was taken on a different day from the helicopter, Adam. That's not the same day that Nicola disappeared.
I was reading Shelley's comment.
Yeah.
Oh, the verdict is in, Drama Llama says.
Oh, okay. So many people. Yes, but that William, you still would have never released that information. It doesn't matter. Like I said, are they there to play little games with people? Okay, but let's take a look. Is this part of it? Oh, okay. So it says the coroner addresses possible involvement of third party. He says all witnesses who were in the area did not note anyone suspicious in the area of the field where Miss Bulley was walking. Rebecca Smith said CCTV of 3 of 4 entry points to the field showed nobody acting unusually. The CCTV from the 4th point only showed one direction, but this also showed nobody. Police contacted the owners of 700 cars which passed the road and examined dash cam footage, but nothing unusual was spotted. A pathologist said there was no evidence Nikki was assaulted, nor was third party was involved. Okay.
Here we go. I mean, that's kind of what everyone thought, right?
Yeah.
David Brule.
Go ahead. Oh, you can read it. Adam?
Yeah. You want me to read it?
Yeah.
Okay.
Or do you not have it open?
No, I do. The coroner says it's likely that Miss Bulley entered the water at 9:22 when her Fitbit recorded a significant spike in her heart rate. He says he is unable to determine exactly why she entered the water, The coroner says he finds that on January 27th at around 9:22 a.m.,
Right.
Nicola Jane Bulley fell into the River Wire and died almost immediately. He says of suicide there is an absence of any evidence. Dr. Adelaide says there are no signs of natural causes, and the only remaining conclusion is accidental death, a conclusion he records.
Yeah. Well, they didn't. Hey, coroner, you didn't tell us how she got all the way over a mile from her spot if she just would have sunk. That's what you guys didn't say. So here's a okay. I'm not saying she didn't go in there. Still means that then if they did, all LP, you suck. Okay, you guys can't find a dead person right there. Then right, that should have just sunk according to their words. Should have just sunk. Right. She was buoyancy. Adam. Oh, there you are. Okay. So that's what's making me feel frustrated. Is Paul saying the word struggling? Sorry, Paul, saying the word struggling, and yet they're all acting like woohoo! She was awesome. She was amazing. Well, not everyone said that, So again, I mean, obviously, if her footsteps stopped there, so barring the fact that somebody lifted her up and carrying her away, that's what her Fitbit is showing. But it's just that okay, then how come they didn't conclude how her body got why? Because they couldn't answer that. They couldn't answer how her body went from there to there because she should have just sunk. Like Peter Falding said, she should have just sunk. And anyways, going back to what you were saying there, Austin, William, we know that about that, but the point is that the family wanted to release that information, meaning the Lancashire police should have used their freaking common sense and head, but they never used it the entire case or whatever. The family themselves, regardless, still made comments suggesting, obviously, that Nikki had issues. It's clear as day. Nikki was having issues. She wasn't obviously fully back on track because Paul then would have never have used the word struggling when somebody's calling him that morning that she disappeared if she was so freaking happy. She wasn't obviously all the way back. That's what I hate, right? Don't sit there and claim that somebody's just that she's all got it, she's freaking whatever what was the expression? Something beans, full of beans, and then tell people that she's struggling. Why would you do that then to your wife? Right? If she's so fine. Not wife, because they're not married. But you know what I mean? And for the Lancashire police to put that out there, that was still pathetic. But of course, what did it get deemed as? Oh, there was nothing. They didn't do anything wrong. Of course not. Because they patted themselves the whole entire time. Teresa says, honey, I'm just confused that if the time she fell in, I can understand she wasn't found at the early time. Like I said, obviously dogs, drones, sonar, obviously they suck at their job. Obviously they don't know how to find someone in a freaking small canal. Seems ridiculous. It just honestly, I mean, I get it that, life goes on, moves on and all that stuff. But honestly, they did a pathetic job with her case. They really did. From start to finish, they did a shit job. Anyway, I'm calm. Don't worry, guys. I'm a little emotional today when it comes to Nicola Bulley here. Nicola didn't go near the river. She had never made it to the bench. Well, I mean, they've already pretty much proved that, though, Lorraine. I mean, you're not, unless the whole freaking St. Michael's is one big acting class. There's enough people. Once the witnesses came out, there's enough witnesses. It's not just one or two. It's, quite like 8 or 9 or something like that. I find the head injury concerning. Wait, what about the head injury? This is just too many different opinions on how she looked. This is just too many different opinions on how she looked. I'm not really sure I understand that part on how she looked. I'm not really sure what that means, to be honest, Crystal. That doesn't answer the question why the police or Peter could not find her. Yeah. Well, they simply didn't answer that whatsoever. They didn't at all. Like, so they went into the river, and they said that it was going, what, 1 meter per what 1 second, and blah 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 blah. But how is that when it's contrary to the that although her stuff was buoyancy, she would have just sank. Mm-hmm. I just get blown away that in a small little river like that, a small little river, that's nothing. A small little river, that is. A very slow moving river up until it gets a little bit more tidal. And even then it can be really slow. I mean, I've seen it from Curtis Media the multiple times, and the different drone footage. That thing can be moving fast at points, and it can be very slow at points. It just depends really about the water coming down. Obviously in summertime it dries up more because of the sun, whereas when it's first coming down, from snow or whatever up in the mountains and whatever, obviously it becomes more flowing, or wherever you guys got mountains with snow sometimes, I guess. Anyways, that's how it works here, right? Snow comes down, water's a lot higher, more fast moving, of course, with the heat and stuff like that. And we could see there's sometimes where the river wire looked dried out pretty much underneath the bridge. January 11th, Nikki went to walk in the Fleetwood. She'd fallen out, banged her head. Yeah. Even though, so Adam, you said something earlier, and then I thought to myself, but I can't remember what it was. Because, oh yeah, you said something about her changing, but it's almost like you were applying the 10th to the day that she went missing. Are you there? Or no? Adam? You little stinker, you think you could just move away? You think I'll not stop talking, and then you can just disappear and come back and I won't notice? You guys, did Adam say he was going anywhere? If so, I didn't listen. No, there was no, I don't know about no hike. Yeah, I don't get that. Mm. Yeah. And she went to the cinema. Yeah, well, I mean, unless they just didn't say it, Louise. Yes, it does. I know, because I've had them myself. I think it was about 5 years ago, where I was like totally feeling like I was hyperventilating. If anyone, can I ask you guys? You guys all know what a panic attack is? Is there anyone here? If put 2 if you have never felt, and don't lie. Put 2 if you've never felt a panic attack before. Okay, Louise. Yeah, where was Emma? Maybe, well, Yeah, because you'd think, yeah, definitely. Like, why wasn't Emma there? Or was she? Nobody just never. It would seem odd because you think they would have mentioned Emma.
Sorry, I was getting coffee.
Did you tell me?
Yeah, I don't know if you heard me,
Oh,
but
okay. No, I didn't. That's why I was like, Adam. And then all of a sudden, I'm like, did he really just think he could get up and leave because I would be talking still?
no, never.
Is there anyone that ever has never? Adam, have you had a panic attack?
Yeah.
And have you hyperventilated?
Yeah.
And what happens to you when you've had a panic attack? What is your body doing?
Mine, I haven't had one in a while. They're sporadic, but I get more of a paralyzed feeling where I almost feel like I can't do anything. I can't make a decision, and I can't. I just feel like I don't have any control at all, and it makes me feel a sense of paralysis almost.
Yeah, what about you guys? Out there. I know for me personally, when mine was about 5 years ago, I would say I was having this is just before going to England. So just over 4 years, I guess. Anyways, and then I was having a panic attack. Um, and it was okay. I'm just gonna be truthful and exactly tell you. Um, it was the strangest thing. Okay, so okay, ready for this horror story? No, it's not really, but so what it was, I'll tell you what it was. I had gotten a little zit on my chin here, and I, for some reason, just couldn't let it heal. I kept picking at it. Okay, I just kept picking at it, and it was like puffy, a little puffy, right? And so I'm like, plenty of time before I go to England, no problem, whatever, go away. But I kept picking it, and again, so it was almost like it felt like there was a bubble. Now I don't know about you females, but when you have a zit or something on your face, it's like a big cyclops or something on your face. It's like, you just, right? So, anyways, it's time's getting closer to England, right? And I haven't met my husband's family at this point or anything like that. And I'm next thing I know, I'm on Amazon, man. I'm freaking buying every freaking cream and thing because I got to get rid of this because it's puffy. It's not huge, but it's just standing out to me. And all of a sudden, I'm looking in the mirror and I'm realizing we're a few days away from going to England, and my body, I know, like horror story, isn't it? And then my body gets that feeling, Adam, when it just engulfs you right through your body, this feeling, and it was like an instant anxiety. So what happened is that in my head, it took me back to the first time I had a bad anxiety attack. And I've told people this before, but actually I'm not going to remind it because I don't really want to. But anyways, it took me back to that anxiety. And I remember coming out of the bathroom, and my husband's like, and I'm like, honey, I'm having an anxiety attack. And he's like, gets up and he's like, what can I do for you? And I'm just like, don't touch me, please. Like, I don't like to be touched. When I'm not, whatever, don't touch me. But I start getting, of course, like you're saying, Adam, somewhat paralyzed. You can't think because your body it feels like a heat wave that's kind of going through your body, almost like you're turning into sand. Like, you know what I mean? It just like rips right through your body. And all of a sudden it's like, I just need to breathe type of thing. And not only that, but then it gets starry. Like, like those little bursts of sun or bursts of light, because it's like your brain shocking yourself when you get into anxiety. And so, yeah, so it is just like that. You're hyperventilating, and that's why I don't like no one touch me. Like husband, I love you. You're trying to help me here, and I want you to be here, but yet by the same token, don't touch me. You're making me feel like claustrophobic. Get away from me, and I'm just trying to breathe.
Almost like all of your senses glitch at one time. Like I don't hear things normally. I don't see things normally. I don't feel things normally. Nothing. I don't remember. I don't know about taste. I can't think about a time that I've had a panic attack and tasted anything. So
Yeah. Panic attacks are the worst. Absolutely scared of nothing, but my body reacts like I'm gonna fall out of it. Right. Let's see. Kathy was saying, yeah. I couldn't breathe. They did find her under a rock, but it was the worst feeling in my life. You must have been saying something above. I lost my. Oh, in a mall. Oh, been there once when the two little shits, my son and my niece, went and hid in the clothes rack. Like literally, I am like so anal on the kids because you don't want that someone could take them at any time. And Haley was, when I say that redhead chick, she is a devil child. Okay, she was a devil child, and she would sit there and you're trying to deal with two kids, and she keeps trying to come out of the stroller, and it's one of the longer ones, or was it the side? No, it's side by side one. And she kept doing it. Then Matthew would do it. Then she would do it. Next thing I know, they freaking both get out. Then Haley starts running off. The next thing I turn around and Matthew's whatever. Anyways, next thing I know, all of a sudden I turn around and they're freaking. I'm like, where are you guys? Right? And they're freaking hiding. They're right there, but they literally hid in the clothes, those round circle racks. You lose your whole headspace because you just literally panic.
Right.
So yeah, and for me, you guys, I'm sorry, but again, if you're Paul haters, I'm sorry, I wasn't.
Did you see there's a press conference?
Oops, oh, is there a link?
NB Inc. says live presser at Lengths Live.
Okay. Lengths Live. I had Lengths Live open. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Let's see. Was there a link?
Darren says I get panic attacks when the off license closes.
Lengths Live. Nicola Bulley Lengths Live. That was 5 hours ago, 50 minutes ago. Is there a link? Because I'm on Lengths Live. Lengths Live is not the Manchester Evening News. Come on, you guys, I don't want to miss it. Great, check out. Anybody got a link? Oh, hey, Matt. At Lengths Live. Matt, do you have a link for that?
Jackie put it in the chat.
Did you, Jackie? Thank you so much. Jackie's always on the ball, man. Oh, you're an awesome chick. You're just always on it. Where did it go? Let me find it. Ha! Come on. Oh, there it is. Oh, come on, click on it.
NB saying it's on Facebook. On their Facebook page.
Okay, hold on. Oh my god. Do you have Matt? Can you send me?
It's just starting. I'll send it to you, Sunny.
Thank you.
How do I send this? Shit.
Send it to my messenger.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, did I get it? It's literally just starting.
Did you send it? No.
Yeah.
Well, you sent me the Lancashire Post, yeah? You literally sent me the Lancashire Post. Hold on. Is that the right thing? Oh no, Adam, it's not me. I was looking at my own stupid thing.
Okay.
Hold on. Stop. Present screen, Facebook Live. Okay, guys. All right, we made it. Okay, get out of the way. Get out of my way. Coming through.
We have received has meant more than family and friends to complete strangers
Let's make us
across
clear.
the country
Thanks, Matt.
and the world. Thank you. Nikki and Paul's girls have already taken great comfort in the deeply thoughtful gifts sent to them in goodwill, and in time they will read the many cards which are filled with such kindness and love.
Doesn't go bigger.
Sadly, we feel the need to again raise and address the issue of social media. It's upsetting that we've continued to receive negative targeted messages and still widely inaccurate speculation being shared on numerous platforms. We encourage people to look at the facts, the evidence which is being heard during the inquest, and the conclusion reached by the coroner, to ignore any amateur views and opinions and be mindful of the impact words bring. We want to formally say thank you for the support and compassion showed by Lancashire Constabulary, His Majesty's Coroner, Dr. Aidley, his team, Sophie Cartwright KC of Dean's Court Chambers, and Terry Wilcox of Hudgell Solicitors. We now need to be allowed time to comprehend all of the events leading up to this day. We ask that you all respect our privacy and this time to let us rebuild and take time to heal. Thank you.
I want to start by saying that first and foremost, my thoughts today are with Nikki's family and loved ones. They have been through the most unimaginable ordeal over the last 6 months, and I can only hope that this inquest in some way will help by answering some of the questions that they had about what happened to Nikki on the January the 27th, and will allow them to start the process of rebuilding their lives as best they can. I would like to thank Dr. Averley for his careful consideration of the evidence presented at this inquest, as well as legal counsel and all of the witnesses for their participation. I hope that His Majesty's Coroner's clear and definitive findings will put an end to ill-informed speculation and conspiracy theories which have been so damaging to Nikki's family and the community of St Michael's. I would like to finish by bringing this back to Nikki. She was clearly a much-loved mum, partner, daughter, sister and friend. And I would once again like to express my deepest sympathy to all her loved ones. And I would ask that their privacy is respected at this time to allow them the time and space to rebuild and to heal. Thank you.
That guy's freaking beard, like a zip tie, running down there.
Oh goodness, I didn't notice that was part of his beard until you said it. And he's got the little ponytail up top too. He looks like he should be like he's auditioning for Game of Thrones there.
I know, right? I wonder if he braved it himself. Okay, so
seems advantageous if you're working security to have something that easily for someone to grab onto and yank you away from the door.
Oh, well, all of a sudden, hold on. All of a sudden, I see this thing, and I'm like watching it. And I'm like, wait, this is hair all braided.
And
okay.
Oh yeah, so can we mention really quickly? So how long did it take for them to criticize the social media?
Oh, I know, right?
That wonderful police work and that horrible social media.
You know, that lady needs a facelift. That one that stands beside him with that horrible frown, that horrible, that resting bee face look. Like she.
Right. Yeah, what work from the police?
Mm-hmm. You know, again, like I said, you know, ugh, you know what? To be honest with you, I wasn't even listening to what they were saying. I was too busy, first of all, thinking Nicola's giving her karma by having a train go by at the time that they're reading her thing. I was like, yeah. It comes uh, on there. Take a look. Anyways, what worked from them? It was, anyways, what? So what's your guys? You know, go ahead. You guys have your say in here. The facts are not the facts. Ellie is messed up. This poor Nikki will not get justice. That's the very thing the girls now have to live with. Their mummy hasn't had justice. Well, it would be nice if they could explain how she got from point A to point B. That would be nice. It'd be nice if they stopped patting themselves on the back for a job well done when they actually did a
Right.
shit job from the start of her case. You know, like they're so arrogant. So I'm sorry, but they're so arrogant. You know, honestly, they're so arrogant. They're so full of themselves. A good work of the police. What the hell did they really do besides flub it up from the start? Serious, like in all fairness, come on. They couldn't give you a timeline if their life depended on it. They kept changing the timeline over and over. Let alone the newspapers as well couldn't give you a timeline if their life depended on it. They didn't cordon it off. They couldn't find her. Like that right there. You guys couldn't find her. You brought out your dogs, your sonars, your helicopters. You brought out everything that you couldn't find her in this slough of a river that's not even wide. The widest thing is probably their Snowden's mouth and Rebecca Smith's mouth. That's probably the widest thing of a river you'll see. Bunch of shit coming out of that river, though. What else you guys got to say? Hi, Mustang. You're going to go stop them, aren't you? No police work. I hate it when people take credit. You know, like, great job. You couldn't find her. Good on you. You know, but keep praising your guys' selves like you guys were the heroes or something. You know, I guess even in that one article, right, where it's like, well, fancy that. Look at that. I mean, the police said she went in the water. Fancy that on the 19th. She's in the water. Guess we were right all along.
Well, and and then so what what was the need for them to go back to the river then? Was that talked about?
Yeah. Well, they did talk about it like yesterday.
They mentioned it yesterday, but did they actually even say why they were going back? Like what findings they got from that or anything?
Yeah, I know, right? Like they really didn't give us the actual finding. How
like they acknowledged that they went back, but I don't think they ever really said, what they were looking for or what they found specifically. Because clearly there was a question there that they wanted answering. So
I know. Isn't it? Go ahead.
I was, at the end of the day, if this is the ruling that the family wanted, I get that they probably weren't going to have a conclusive answer. I don't know. I'm not surprised by the verdict, and so I'm okay with it in the regards of the fact that if it's what the family wants, but
yeah,
is it justice for Nikki? I don't know, especially if there was a third party involvement.
Yeah,
I don't know.
I just don't feel like they answered what people wanted to really know. Like really, I just feel like again they just pushed their narrative of it. They didn't tell us how Nikki got. So how can you let me just go to this for a second. And by the way, again, on this video only, if anyone wants their name on the rock for Nicola Bulley's memorial, and I'll be making a video and I'll be specializing your guys' name as well. If you guys do, you have to share this live and you have to write shared in the comments section of this video once it ends. Okay. So it's up to you to remember that part. It's just up to me to go back and just get the names to do that. Okay, so again, it's our special place for Nikki. Is kind of like this little memorial of putting our names on the rocks. Rocks obviously signifying, the river and stuff like that. I'll be doing, like I said, I'll be doing a nice tribute video again, in a sense for this part of the journey. But let me just go back to this for a second here. I think it wasn't. It was on here. Okay, let me just play this out for a second. You guys, I'll come back to your guys' questions in just a sec. Okay, guys. I appreciate you guys being here. If you could hit the like button while you hear that, would be great. Hey, get back up here. Where did it go? Where'd it go? Oh, it went down here. So let me.
Some buoyancy. She was afternoon from the superintendent who led the investigation. She gave a timeline in relation to Nikki's movements on the 27th of February, from when she left home to when her phone and Willow were found near the bench, and also gave details in relation to witnesses. Then we were followed up by the digital expert, the police digital expert, who analysed not just Nikki's phone, but also this very significant Fitbit watch, which was on her wrist when her body was recovered. And the coroner has concluded some very clear specifics, and that is that from that analysis, he is saying that he is drawing the conclusion that Nikki went into the water after 09:18 and before 09:30, and most probably around the time of 09:22, which is when the heart rate on that monitor was at its highest. What has come out of today is one very significant piece of information which does still need to be answered, and that is the experts have said that the point to which Nikki went into the water, it would have been a matter of either instant or almost instant death because of the shock of going into the water. Yet the expert who talked in relation to travelling bodies in water has said that although her clothes would have provided some buoyancy, she would have sank straight away. So how does it answer the question that actually if she went into the water at that point, suffered water shock, immediately lost consciousness, why did her body not sink? How did it travel 2 miles downstream?
Well, I mean,
she went into the water at that point, suffered water shock, immediately lost consciousness. Why did the body not sink? How did it travel 2 miles down?
Okay, so obviously it wasn't 2 miles. It was more like just over a mile. But that's just the point, right? Right, like it's literally contradicting itself, like so many other things. To be honest with you, not sure how to feel yet. To be honest, I'm kind of pissed, a bit, just because it's kind of like, great, you still never explained it. You still never found her. You guys keep giving these little conferences and giving yourself these little kudos, like you guys just did an amazing job. And then they want to shut up people, they want to sit there and keep bashing social media. How about actually it was the people that weren't at Lancashire Police that actually found her, and it wasn't you guys? How about them apples? Stick that up your blowpipe. Seriously. Like seriously, right? If I was there, I would literally be saying that to them. Stick that up your but maybe not, because your guys' police just arrest you if you even breathe walking down the street. Phone in your hand.
Can you imagine if they tried to make Sunny stop making videos?
I'm more like yeah. I just it blows me away.
All up here.
I should have been at that conference. I've been sitting there with one of the straws going, with a little paper in it. What? Didn't do nothing. What are you looking at? I'd like to peg one right off the center of her freaking forehead. That Mrs. Grumpy lady. She would give Penny a run for her money. Don't you think? And Penny's probably nicer. All right. Hi, everyone. Hi, Angel.
Hey,
what
Angel.
Video? Salemon said he went down there to try to get them to look. I think he's talking about that, whatever that river or is again.
Yeah.
I forget the name.
Clear. It was a mile, a little over a mile.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. I'm just like, and two, it just kind of still blows me away because they didn't call for, like I said, Peter Falding's testimony or even bring Jason. Like, I mean, Jason's would just be to say, like, yeah, I saw it here. Like, but you think that they would have brought that kind of in, though, that he would have wanted to hear about that. Guess not. Guess not. Because it wouldn't fit into their narrative, would it now? Regardless of if Nicola Bulley went in there, they played their own game of how they wanted it to go.
Right.
They played their own game. Yeah. Yeah, well, that doesn't say much about them, though, does it, William? If that's the case, to be honest. Like, seriously. What's the point in high-tech equipment anymore, then? You might as well go back to frickin' a gerbil running a computer. Like, seriously, put a gerbil out there, a little rat. They'd probably find her faster. Well, I'll tell you, next time a case like this happens, I'm going to go buy 2 fish. And if something happens to them, I know the precise location.
Right.
Remote places, wildfire. Dang. That's on that, 3 words thing?
Yeah.
That's... Do you have that?
What is it?
You didn't even know. Yes, you didn't even know what I was talking about. I needed that 3 words thing. It's called 3 words. So anywhere in the world, if you want to give someone your location, give them those 3 words that it generates for you. Because per 3, is it 3 inches, guys, or 3 square, whatever, 3 something, that it's designated to a spot, like where you're sitting right now.
Uh-huh.
Right. In a sense, you just got to put the thing on your house and it'll pop up 3 words for you for your location. I guess apparently they use it for like 911 or 999 and like that. It's just something that generates 3 words. I'm not even sure of the real purpose of it, to be honest with you. Can somebody explain the real purpose of that? Might have to send Sunny a link to one of them, but the issue is you couldn't share it, as I would get a load of copyright, maybe defamation of character. Yeah, probably best not to. So, well, all I keep thinking in my head at this second now is it's about that. What do you mean, right? I didn't finish my sentence. What was I going to say, Adam?
I was reading a comment to myself.
Oh, okay. No, Helen, they were too busy up their own buttholes. Mm-hmm. And that's just the thing, right? In their heads, it's like Rebecca might as well just climbed up Snowden's there, and she just couldn't pop her head back out because they were both up each other's. We're wonderful. We're so amazing. We're so awesome.
Yeah. They're all probably patting themselves on the back now, popping some champagne.
Yeah.
They're like, oh, another case solved. We're so good. Let's go get the social media people now.
Well, first of all, let's talk about that speed. You mean the speed that they took on April 4th? The speed of the water then, Austin? Because that's when they went back, right? Was April 4th. They didn't literally do it that day.
No.
bottom line is that here you have experts, even themselves contradicting themselves about why then why did Nicola Bulley go all the way there if her clothes wouldn't have provided that much buoyancy? How did she make it all that way then? Because certainly they couldn't have missed her in that small little freaking space that they call a river. Because they were really mainly focused on the river. That just tells them that they didn't do shit then. But anyways, they were focused on from the bench to the weir, right?
Yeah.
It's not a huge spot, people. Come on, right? It's not exactly huge. Can't say that enough. It's like a little snake running up through the grass in the middle of there. And then every now and again, you'll have this little wider opening, like near the bridge. So that everything could miss her, So then that just becomes no dogs, no nothing. I get it. The mistakes will happen. But how do you have that many people that can't find somebody's body? It's not like we're looking for an ant in a freaking hill. We're talking about a freaking body that's like over 5 feet tall. And they can't find her in that spot the whole time that they're searching. Just shows they don't know their shit then too. I mean, they didn't, because even one of the things that Peter Falding says, one of the first things you do is you bat down the sides, and that wasn't even done. So it's not to say that she's didn't go in there, but it just proved the point that obviously them and an army couldn't seem to actually. The army probably could have found them, but. No, I don't. What I believe, William, who Peter is more, I'll say, you guys use the word brilliant or whatever, right? He's an expert in the field. You're not, I'm not, right? Unless you're an expert. But the bottom line is that they themselves even said that her clothes weren't buoyant enough that she would have just sank. They themselves said that. Why, William? Why? I'm not getting mad at you, by the way. Why? Because obviously they're the ones that deal with these all the time. It's part of their job. So it's not that things don't happen. And obviously in this case, if it happened, obviously they all failed Nicola.
Right.
All of them, including Peter then. They all failed Nicola.
Right.
If she was in that water.
Well, an expert. Sorry.
No.
Experts can be wrong. I agree with you, William.
Absolutely.
But then at the same time, it's like, if they're so adamant that the water was moving 1 meter a second, then they should have been able to calculate how far down she was when
Right.
to gauge where they should start searching. And
you can't compare it to the 27th.
Right.
You can't compare April to freaking February. You can't.
Right. And water moving 1 meter a second, even if that's the case, but you then put 100. I don't know how much did Nicola weigh? 120 pounds, maybe, if that.
Yeah.
Then you put that, put a 120-pound person in the water. That's a whole different thing.
Hey,
Frank.
Look at it this way. Hey, Frank. Let's look at it this way. You're saying that they're trying to compare it to the 27th, okay? On there. Adam, William, I had a train of thought and then it left. I had a train of thought. I literally had a point there.
Oh.
And I lost it.
Oh, there you go, William. William says if they knew the speed of the water, they should have started the search further down the river first, like over the weir.
There, see? Finally, we're on the same side on that one.
Yeah. Grandma Watches says the speed of the water was not fast enough to move a body at that speed. The speed of the water was not fast enough to move a body at the speed no one would notice. The larger the object, the more power needed to move it. If the water current was pushing her. Yeah, I agree. It wasn't fast enough to push her in the middle of the river. Not enough power, and the body would have hit the bends and got stuck. Yeah.
I do. At the end of the day, you guys, aren't you guys just floored that there was nothing? That there was nothing, right? I just mean, you guys know where my stance has been on this. Is that there wasn't a tube, there wasn't a jacket, there wasn't a slip mark. They couldn't find her. The dogs couldn't find her. The drones couldn't find her. The sonar couldn't find her. All the searchers couldn't find her. Okay. In a small little river. And they couldn't find her. You don't think that then Nicola was failed by them? Absolutely. Now, nothing's perfect, but come on. Like I said, I can understand it if we're talking about the ocean or a huge freaking lake, you know? But we're talking about a river that's no more than what? Like what? 20 feet across, if that? About 20 feet or something? It's a freaking slough. It's just a slow moving slough, really. Like, to me, when I look at that, like, go to a real river. That's not a river. That's just a slow, like, at that point, that's just a slow, even when it gets tidal, it's still slow. Frick, I would just sit there and float down that, no problem. And go, whoo, let's go for a fun day. Because that's nothing. And I just can't believe that they just then overlooked her. They couldn't explain how she got there. And right, they didn't, obviously, again, if they were doing their job, then they would have said, okay, well, the water's moving this. Let's calculate how far down the river she would have been. Right? Then you had Peter Falding and everybody else saying, well, she would have never have passed over to the weir. She would never have made it. Well, she did then, didn't she? Right? What's the other alternative then? Because if the footsteps stopped or if the Fitbit stopped right there, no more steps after that, then she was either in the water or somebody picked her up over their shoulder and walked out with her. Maybe it was that black guy that they didn't. Oh, no, sorry. I said black guy. My bad.
The guy in black.
The guy in black. All I was picturing was black, like with the ninja face and everything on it. Sorry. Someone's going to go, you're racist. No. I just kept thinking of like a ninja. I kind of vaguely remember my point from earlier, but I kind of forget still. Like, it was something about so granted, right? The thing is, when
Right.
you're dealing with something, it is that, let's say 9 times out of 10, the body's going to sink. William, 9 times out of 10, that body's going to sink. Perhaps in Nicola Bulley's case, it just simply didn't, like it was supposed to, right? Again, so it's just, you're using your expertise, your experience to provide the best answer, kind of like what they were doing here at Nicola Bulley's Inquest, right? And hence why they contradicted themselves, really, and said that she should have just sank. But again, if they had any brain cells, right, why would you go back on April 4th, right? Like I said, so why, if you're so experienced, it actually, wouldn't Peter Falding kind of think to do the same thing, though? Like, really? Like think about how fast the water was moving, or at least the approximate, right? And then guesstimated where she should have been at that point.
William has an answer for that.
William, got an answer for that? I know William has an answer.
Yeah.
By the time Peter arrived, her body could have been anywhere. Yeah, but they still could have taken at least the numbers and did a best estimated guess. What the heck's technology for, William? Why do we have technology?
Well, and then he says Peter would have known that. He used the situation for his own benefit, like promoting the book he released.
Well, hey, yeah, but okay, so don't get me wrong. I mean, like I said, I hate it when people take me for being a fool. Obviously, Peter's out there trying to push his book. Why wouldn't you? Wouldn't you?
Right.
Like, seriously? Wouldn't you kind of want to do that as well? It just
Well,
depends what
now that you mention it, Sonny, I do have a book I wanted to talk about that I've written.
I know. Go on, Adam. But you know what I mean? I mean, it's not like you don't see Peter Spalding's, kind of that, egotistical side of it. You do, but you also see that he's a very feisty person, that, he's kind of just speaks up for himself. He knows what he's good at. And if you have a book, are you not going to take the opportunity, honestly, to try to push that book too? I mean, thing is, he helps cases, he helps families, he did it on his free accord. you know is there something so wrong with that? No, nothing was bringing Nicola Bull. Well, at that time I didn't really know where she was, to be honest with you, but at the end of the day, if you have a book and you want a bunch of people to see it, whether you deem it as right or wrong, you know um, you know most people are going to use it to benefit their own pocket. But thing is that he helps a lot of people for free, right? He didn't ask for nothing from the Nicola Bulley case. So why do people always want to slam people like that? Who cares if he has a book? Honestly, you know, people want to be such hypocrites about that stuff. But yet, what about all the good things that this man does?
Right.
Like that, like people are just going, well, he's pushing his book or whatever. Yeah, he had a book out, but the book, I'm sure, had come out, like, you know what I mean? Like it wasn't like it was like he wrote this book and got it all ready just for Nicola Bulley's death to happen, preconceiving it. He has a book and he's pushing it.
Right.
He does a lot of good things. You don't take away from people on this planet that do a lot of good things for people. Those are the people that make a difference. I'd rather have someone like Peter Spalding than a Rebecca Smith in my life. Sorry, or a Snowden. Yes, you're right. I absolutely agree on that one, William. You know what? He probably can't admit that. Well, maybe he can. Um, that was wrong. I mean, even when he did say it, I was like, oh, like, should you really be saying this? Like, seriously? Right? Like, because you expect that not from professionals, in a sense.
Right.
You wouldn't expect a professional. You would expect him to think it, but not outwardly say that. That was unprofessional, yes. Absolutely. Peter Spalding did play a big impact on people, because people that aren't experienced in water or underwater searches, so he did come full throttle, like, kind of like he came out like this, I'm the cat's butt. If I say that she's not in that river, then she's not in that river. And so did it. And then obviously hindsight comes to bite you in the butt a bit there, eh? Because you can't, chances are I can't really say that now. Oh, are you being my psychologist today? Hold on. Honey, you're angry and you feel let down by the lack of information that was released at the time, which now appears to contradict things.
Right. Yeah. Probably a part of it.
What are you gonna do to soothe me? What are you gonna do to make me feel better, William? If you're gonna offer up therapy, then you got to give me an antidote. Go with it. Besides words, those go right through me. Yeah.
$1.99 a month.
You too.
Fair.
Take 30% of that. Not quite. It always makes me laugh. It's like $1.99. $1.99. Are you out of your mind? Money makes the world go round, but it's not the end all to be all. But I'll take whatever you got, William. Yes, lack of information and lack of explanations. It's really about the arrogance, just a lot of the arrogance of it all. Shelley Stanford, the man in black was on the road. It's a disgrace. Someone has got away with. Yeah. So do you still feel like it's that Paris phone? Barbara, you're probably
I think
right.
it's Persephone.
Is that how you say it? Persephone?
Right.
Persephone?
Like the goddess?
Really? Looks like
Yeah.
a phone. Doesn't look like a goddess. Looks like a phone. If you're gonna be a goddess, like Eros or something. Eros. Yeah. Fine. Most probably. Well, I was gonna say yeah. Well, that could help. Oh, so wait. It says yes. I live in Preston. So what?
What?
I'm kind of trying to figure out how the name.
I know.
Is
Now I'm like, wait, what does Preston have to do with it?
I don't know. So, does Preston mean goddess of an angel or something?
Now I just feel dumb.
Yeah, you're just gonna have to explain it to us more because I'm not sure what your name versus where you live. So you got to explain that one, yeah. I wonder how you can see rocks and stones at the bottom of the river in the area she went missing. Why couldn't you see? Right.
Yeah. And I agree with Brooke Walker. What's the point of bringing the man in black up or the men in black up and then nothing more? It just
I know.
It was, they're like, here, let's sprinkle in this little hint of doubt.
Yeah. Let's bring in that witness itself. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree, William. I don't think we've heard the last of this. Well, what's the inquest in the fall about? What's that one going to be about?
That one? That one's,
Yeah.
well, yeah. Hey, William, the one in fall. That one's about like the whole thing, how it was handled with media and press and all that stuff, right? Yeah.
I believe so.
Mm-hmm. Do you guys think you guys in the UK are going to get tougher laws coming at you?
Well, I think, I've heard people speculate that that's part of the narrative that, they've used with this social media thing is to help, provide precedent for them. They're reviewing some of the social media laws in the UK and like what you're allowed to say and cover and do and some people are thinking that the way they've kind of handled this case as far as social media and TikTokers is so that they can push stricter laws in how people can use the internet to cover things. So we'll see.
A Paris phone. You still never answered our question about your name to where you live, or did that have nothing to do with it? Because we're still trying to understand how to pronounce your name, let alone what it means. If you could just do that for us, that would be great. Thank you so much. Yeah. Do you guys that are in chat right now, do you guys feel like it's just, hey, it's over now? Oh, which reminds me, let me go look at the, hey, who wants a commercial? Does anybody want a commercial?
No.
I'll save it. Okay. You're lucky. Okay.
Right. So it looks like a lot of people agree that, that they are going to, definitely censor social media and TikTokers and YouTubers more.
Guess what?
This bill that's coming out.
Listen. Guess what I see, you guys? I see a ladybug. I haven't seen a ladybug in forever. I'm going to deem it as Nicola's ladybug. A ladybug is wishes. Right. What kind of the Renaissance? Well, we'll see. I mean,
I'm gonna sneeze.
You sneeze at him. So buy your VPN multiple proof email accounts now. Right. Right before they start. Right. Exactly. Eh?
Oh, thank you, Persephone. Like the goddess.
Oh, okay. Well, I kind of have that same thing that applies over here, like a goddess, like a sun goddess.
Right.
Same thing. Um, the police are hoping everyone goes away. Of course they do. Of course they do. They didn't really answer all the questions that should have been answered, but they just gave us their best, um, I guess the best ability that they could for what possibly exactly happened. What about that heart rate till the 4th? Results in line with your thoughts, and it will never be over. Absolutely.
Yeah.
That's pretty much how it goes for any case, to be honest.
Something unrelated, but this just popped into my head. What time is that hearing today in Idaho?
No idea.
I know it's still, it's only, 7:48 for you?
Yeah. I just heard it and I didn't bother to go look.
Yeah, I forgot about it until you mentioned this morning.
Because cameras are allowed in court.
I think they're still on a delay. Like they'll, after the hearing's over today, they'll release the
Yeah.
tape.
Right. Yeah, I noticed that, Jackie.
Did they answer anything?
They answered themselves, I guess.
Yeah.
This is what the parents wanted to hear and everybody, and
I mean, I feel like, I definitely, like I said, I came out of yesterday feeling more optimistic about things. I don't today, of course, but I mean, I hope the family has peace. Absolutely. But, I am grateful that we got a little bit of more explanation as far as like the timeline, like some of the stuff with Penny was makes more sense now. But I don't think it's going to end the conversation. I don't think that this is going to put a nail in the coffin, if you will.
I don't think it was satisfying enough for a lot of people. Still.
Right. Well, and I think it's like they were watching the Delphi coverage or something, and they were like, "Here, well, let's answer this question, but then we'll raise this one."
Mm-hmm. Bye, Teresa.
Bye, Teresa. Yeah, some will definitely keep this alive for a long time.
I don't know. I guess we'll see. Like, I want to do a few more things with Nicola's case. We'll see how it goes. But I'm also not one to, sit there and, keep prolonging if there's an answer given and stuff like that. And, there's, it's at the end of the day, like any case, right? There's a point where it's like, okay, there's nothing more you can do.
Not until there's different information. And if excuse me, and if new or different information would come out, then of course you can revisit something. But maybe do what you feel has been unanswered, Sonny. Well, yeah, and I'm sure that Jackie says maybe do what you feel has been unanswered, Sonny.
Well, no, that's just it. Like,
Yeah.
I might want to just recreate, for the sake of it, the whole mapping of the times of people and go over that part. I'm a lot of my disappointment is, regardless of Nicola Bulley, they're not okay. Like, what really got my goat in this whole thing was just the unprofessionalism of the Lancashire police throughout this whole thing. And I feel like that, again, at the end of the day, Nicola Bulley's going to rest in peace in a different way. regardless of what happens here on this planet here. She's, gone. She's off in a better world in a sense, but not really. I mean, she is, but not really, right? She has 2 girls, stuff like that. I just think that they really just didn't hit I just really feel like it was just them, giving us their best synopsis of what happened, but we don't know that that's the truth in a sense. But you have to look at certain things. I mean, if they're saying that the Fitbit stopped between that time, so the only thing would be somebody would have literally had to pick her up, right? Well, no, somebody could have pushed her in, really. Like, seriously. Somebody could have pushed her in the water. Like, that could have happened.
But here they just blame it on Willow.
Yeah. Willow. But
Willow.
I just, like, I don't know. I'm just, I don't know how I feel. I don't know. I'm not sure exactly how I feel yet. All I know is what's going through my heart is that this is first and foremost, regardless of the fact that we gave a voice and have been giving a voice to Nicola Bulley. We put pressure on the Lancashire police and all those people over there. The social media has making them accountable. To have to answer questions, even though they might have escaped some.
CJK, they maintain that she went in at the bench.
Yeah. Like I said, I'm just too. Kind of when it's like, when you're working on a case for so long and then it's kind of like the inquest is like these 2 days, and that's we sit there for like virtually 4.5 months waiting for this day to come, and now that it's here, and then the answer is this, and you're just like, okay, and you don't really feel fulfilled by it, but yet by the same token it's kind of like you're like, oh, okay. So where do we go from here? Do we go anywhere from here? But always for sure be a voice, because if it wasn't for people if people don't have voices, you can't make change, and stuff like that. So like, laws do change because you need those strong people to be advocates for things. If everyone is just passive and bitches and doesn't do anything all the time, nothing's going to change, So it's good when people are voices. We're bringing awareness to something. And in this case, the Nicola Bulley case, it fully got the wrath back of the social sleuths, social media sleuths back on them, so that they could feel the presence. And, if they think that, honestly, if they think that they can sit there and start taking away people's rights and this and that,
they're going to use that. They're going to use this for that.
Oh yeah. Of course they are, because they keep claiming it's the biggest thing that's happened and this is what's going to cause a change. And to watch what they've done with Curtis Media, like I said, whether you like the guy or not, what they've done with Curtis Media is again just another form of abusing their powers, patting themselves on the back, thinking that when really they were harassing him. Curtis Media really wasn't harassing people. You could see it throughout all his videos. He wasn't harassing people. People were more coming out of their homes to harass him, was more the case. It was like, we don't want you here. Get out of town. I'm going to come out with my broom from my kitchen if you don't get out of town, Curtis. That right. Type of thing.
I said, and he said, and then they're going to use this, as why they need to have stricter rules on what people can put on TikTok and what people can put on social media and what people can put on YouTube.
Do this.
And I think that's, excuse my language, but I think that's bullshit. But I see it happening.
What do you know what, to the 92 people in chat, Well, one, if you're, done with the Nicola Bulley case, you're just going to let it rest. It is what it is. Let it rest. See where it goes.
Yeah.
But one,
Yeah, Angel, I saw that laws were already going through. Sorry, Sonny, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No. What did you say? Go ahead.
I was just Angel said laws are already going through Parliament as we speak, and I knew that there were bills being proposed, and I figured they were going to use this for as part of their argument for it.
Sorry, I'm sorry, William. Nope. Nope, you're not done with it, or nope, you're not. Or you're moving on. Sorry, sometimes I get myself backwards, and it's like I ask a question, and then I'm like, wait, nope. I really feel bad for the people in the UK. I do. I feel bad for the tactics that they're using and the way that they're trying to shut people down, taking away people's rights. Oh, not finished with it. Yeah. Hey, I mean, I'll create content in a sense, if it means standing still up for Nicola Bulley and the bull crap of the Lancashire police and not really giving answers or whatever. I got to think about it. I do know that Nicola Bulley is first and foremost in my heart. Even as I'm speaking, all I can picture is her face. I'm glad the family feels that they've had their answers given to them and stuff like that. I mean, I hate it when people push people around and abuse authority. I hate that. It really pisses me off. And right, so yeah, so that I think William said, better start getting your VPNs and start making your account so you guys can use VPNs to hide your IP address. Trust me, it takes a specialized person that can really access and find out when you use a VPN, because you can toss it around the world and stuff like that, like I could be in the UK right now. I could be in freaking China right now. They have to do a lot of work in order to access where that IP is really coming from when you're using a VPN.
Thank you, Lolly Lane.
Lolly Lane. There's a person on Twitter. You're not that person on Twitter, are you, Lolly Lane? Lollies. Every time I see that, I always think of lollipop. 1 second there. Can you just read up those couple questions, Adam? We're gonna get going here soon, but I just want to just check my.
Angel says, partition online to stop their social media laws. Nothing will come of it. Hopefully, it will help stop trolling because they have to be accountable for what they say online. And Angel, I agree. There should be accountability for what you say online. I do agree with that part. I don't. I just, I always worry where those lines will get blurred as far as the subjectivity of what people are allowed to say and then not say. But maybe that's just the American in me.
Well, yeah, I see your email. That's what I'm just looking at right now, Lolly. Thank you so much for becoming a member, and thank you to your husband and you as well. Sorry, go ahead, Adam.
Oh no, I was finished.
Oh, I'm just finishing reading this email here.
I'm sorry. So Graham watches. Jackie says, well, I cannot put one because I think someone will speak out about something we do not know in the future. I mean something deep here. Well, I cannot put one because I think someone will speak out about something we do not know in the future. Okay, I mean something deep here. That could be. Grandma Watches says, I will keep learning if new stuff is brought up. Not much to do, but show up to the creators keeping it going. It isn't resolved for me, though. One, but doesn't mean I'm happy. I do believe it was probably an accident. It could have been pushed, but where does that leave us? Right. Angel says, that's my issue. What will be allowed and what won't? Will it stop the freedom of speech? And that's, that's where I always question any laws regarding this kind of stuff, because where does the line between free speech, or where does the law between free speech end and, the subjectivity of what someone thinks or deems to be inappropriate begin? I don't know. But I do support any laws that are going to, hold people accountable for what they say.
Did they say where the bruises came from?
I don't believe so. Did they?
Because remember, if you're like dead, you're not really going to acquire bruises.
Well, you can't. I think depending on like lividity and like the way blood pools, but
I was going to say there is the exception.
But I don't know if that's actually technically still considered bruising or not. Ben says, I think it was accidental, but the case was handled badly. And it absolutely could be that. That's, the most logical explanation at this point.
Had said she was struggling. Just stuff like that. Just
right. Crystal, I agree. I think there is a notable difference between blood pooling prior bruising before the heartbeat ends.
Well, I'm trying to figure out, like transporter, I'm trying to figure out how they go from 2 articles not even talking about blood on the chin to, I'm going to put out the video today, guys. It's going to have all the timeline from yesterday and today in it. That way you guys don't have to go back and forth. It will just be put out in a video. And
that'll be helpful.
Yeah. And then that way you guys can just have a clear thing. And it does have some where some just are being this, like have some discrepancies there. But how is it that one article talks about the one that blows me away? Okay, that right there, right? Why can't there be any consistency? Like you guys are, if these people are literally sitting in a courtroom, how is the Manchester not reporting that? And how is the was it the Yorkshire? There was one, or the Echo wasn't. It kind of blows me away a little bit how one's talking about freaking blood on the chin and the nose and stuff like that, and then the other two literally never said anything. It was literally said in a whole different way. So I find that odd, because you know darn well that if somebody heard that there was blood, that they would be putting that out there. Either way, I'll release that video later. I just got to add today's stuff to it, which is whatever, and then just kind of go through it. But it's kind of like in order. But obviously, if there was a discrepancy in a different time, I think I used the Manchester one as the main, and then I put the other two in there. So don't look at the times necessarily as much as you're looking at the information, right? It's kind of like in a time from Manchester, but I've inputted in between that where there's kind of more of a discrepancy or little different things added. For instance, in the Manchester one, I believe it is, we never heard anything about the dog tag. But yet if you went over to the Yorkshire one or whatever, one of them, can't remember now, it would talk about the dog tag a bit more, and where it came from. But yet in the Manchester one, it never said anything. So it's just little things like that. If you see a little bit of double up, then that's the reason for it. And I really would like to go through that and just put it to Google Maps and give kind of like, but there is there's still some confusing things. Okay. Can anybody sit here and tell me right now that you guys can, well, hold on a second. Okay. I watched John go over that style when he was out there, and you step over it. So I feel like Willow was possibly on the other side of that stile, and that's why, because it's kind of like a little gate thing that you go over, right? Like you go through, where the bench is over there. So Willow, so when she says she came around the bend, I'm thinking that she's meaning the bend of the tree. Like when you come around, you have to go around the bend. Okay, like where that bench is there. You're just trying to make logical sense out of that.
Right.
And no one sits there and sees Penny just, let me just freaking, go. Remember in high school when you went in track and field and you went over the hurdles? I like.
No, I never did that.
Yeah, I did. But anyways.
I did track and field, but I never jumped them for the hurdles.
Will they release transcripts? I doubt it, Ben. We're talking about the UK here, okay? They don't know how to release any information, it seems like. Actually, though, I am impressed because I was not expecting as much information as we got. I really wasn't. I was expecting that we would get to know what the outcome was, perhaps, and da-da-da. I actually wasn't expecting all that stuff we got yesterday, to be honest with you. I was like, thank you. Okay, so that's who that person is. Thank you. Yeah.
Angel, my understanding was no, Willow was always said to be between the bench and the stile, I believe.
Hey, if anyone wants to spend 15 pounds over there and get it, that would be great. That would probably cost me about $25. Being Canadian, our money sucks. I mean, you would think that they would release it since it's, Yeah, still feel bad for you guys. You guys don't have it as good when it comes to paperwork and searching somebody. That was the annoying part. If it would have been on this side of the planet, I could have told you who Ron's brother, sister, whatever was. Could have told you everything about the Duke. I can imagine Dot and Ernie tonight thinking back over the 2 days and asking questions between themselves. Absolutely. I think again, it's very heartbreaking. It's heartbreaking. I'm so sad that the girls, you guys, especially the females, you know how it is. Okay, there's males and females. The male parent offers, certain needs to a child, and the mother offers those needs. Like the mother is the nurturer typically, okay, of the family, right? They truly are the more like the warmth there and that, and then the father has his role. I can't speak for a man because I'm not a man, but I can speak as a mother, how heartbreaking it is to lose any parent, but to lose your mother, it is a hard pill to swallow, for two girls that are going to come up through their, puberty, that's going to come up through all those different things, and their mom's not going to be there. It's going to be the next best thing, the grandma, their auntie. It's not the same, though. It's still not the same, no matter how much you love them. Well, I guess we'll wait and see if who that woman is. Heartbreaking. I wonder why Emma White wasn't there. I don't think she was.
I mean,
like I don't know that she was. Yeah, right. I was gonna say Angel, right? Because it is public, and I would think now that it's done and it's like they put it out to the world, the information. Right. So I would think that to lose a child, I can't imagine. Absolutely. No. But you could be there as a guest, William. Like, do you know what I mean? Meaning there was friends there, so. It's not about her being part of the inquest as just being there in the room for the support and all that. And she might have been. She might have been, and we just never heard of it. Seems odd. Most people would literally put the news definitely would kind of put that there because Emma White's kind of like been, you know, a big staple of the news for Nikki and that. Heartbreaking. Anyways,
Right.
we're gonna get going here, guys.
Yeah.
I feel Nikki. Let's put her up first. Just look at whoops. Get out of my way, stupid thing. We'll put Nikki up first because that's what this has been about. Yeah, the autopsy report. Yeah, families. Yeah. Hey, Angel, aren't you part of the family? Didn't you say? You were like a side cousin once removed? Or 5 times, perhaps? No. Mhm. I mean, the autopsy report's going to say what we already learned.
Right.
You know, I know, exactly. Even at an inquest, you always get it. You know, right. I mean, they're just going off the information that's given to them, you know. And you would just think, though, that still, that, like, everyone that was there was there to say why this happened to Nicola. Right? You know, in a sense. Meaning it's kind of like having your best friends come with you and go, oh, nope, he was perfect. Yeah, nope, he never did a thing. And you don't have anybody at all from this side saying anything different. So they basically said that nothing was whatever with that guy in black there. Stuff like that. I mean, it's just kind of like having your own rooting team. And you don't have someone like, say, at least Peter Falding there to say, no, that couldn't have happened, and here's why. You know, to show the opposite of why that couldn't have happened, that Nicola went over. Instead, they're just trying to prove how. Going back April 4, it says a lot, people. Because the coroner obviously wanted them to do that. It's not like they thought to do it, obviously. Yes, it's mainly for the family and some kind of closure for them. And that I respect. You know. I mean, it's not like Nicola Bulley's family or that. It's not like they sit in the true crime world like we do going,
Right.
No, he said he was going to, if he should have, honestly. If he was going to be vocal about saying that she couldn't go over there and saying to go do tests, and then he never did, you know. Doesn't matter, right? I mean, doesn't matter to the family that way. Well, you think it would matter, but they don't. It matters more to us because we just want the truth. I don't like to settle for a truth. I like to have the truth. You know, that's all. So again, this is right here. This is your last chance today, guys. Whoever wants to do it today and today only, after this video ends and it turns into a video, you have to share this live and then just write that you shared it, and then I'll put your name on one of these rocks. But this will be the last day for this part, and then after that I'll be making a video, for Nicola, do something special, even more special with the names and stuff like that. So if anyone wants to be part of that, totally up to you. And
hey, where's my name, Sonny?
Did you share this video live?
Of course.
You know what, Adam? Never crossed my freaking mind, to be honest with you. Isn't that funny? It didn't. It literally didn't. I was too busy trying to do up a sample when I first put this out, just to show people. Like, I had my name And I think I
Yeah.
had another. I think I had
I'm
Ellie.
just playing with you.
No, you're right. Like I feel like a piece of crap now that you pointed that out. How did I
She
not
puts
think of
she
that?
puts herself on that real big pink pretty rock.
Right? Because it looks like a heart too. Which
You can just put my name.
You know what?
You can just put my name
I
under
was gonna
yours
say,
on.
I was gonna say, I'll put your name and my name on that pink rock. I can't believe I never thought of you. What a selfish human being, eh?
I'm just playing.
Oh, yeah. We got to be touching back up on the BK case there too, eh?
I know.
No links.
I'm
What do
doing
you
the
think?
hearing.
Just quickly, what do you think of that? You guys, what do you think of that? Or following this? If you guys follow the Brian Koberger, and if you're not, like I said, keep stay subscribed at least, because definitely I'll be covering more United Kingdom cases and stuff. Would like to try to get it the Lucy Leppy one a little bit. I know John's been doing that. I really wanted to, but it's one of those things. It's like I feel like the UK has a piece of my heart. It does help
Right.
that my husband's like I said, half UK, so we'll keep it. I don't got any Canadian content on this channel. Isn't that suck? I literally don't have any. I don't have any Canadian content on this channel. You piece of crap, Canadian, you. And again, it's not like this was an intended it wasn't like this was an intended platform. I expected to be doing it any point in my life, to be honest with you. Clutching at straws. You think that prosecutors are clutching at straws, Angel? Adam, what do you think?
I believe what?
Drink of water. What do
I
you
believe
think?
that Angel's saying that she thinks that the lawyers saying there's no DNA found in the car to link him is clutching at straws, I think. So, Angel, are you saying you think the prosecutors are clutching at straws, or you think the defense is clutching at straws, trying to like do whatever they can to save their defendant?
Idaho 4.
Yeah.
We were actually following that case a lot more until Nicola Bulley's case came.
Yeah.
Right? There is zero connection, but you think honestly someone just went, I'm going to frame Brian Koberger and put freaking a sheet there with his DNA on it.
Yeah.
How did Brian Koberger? Well, be because of the white Elantra. Because of the DNA, but because of the white Elantra that was seen in the area, and it was on cameras passing 4 times. Everything's a learning experience, William. I always take something out of everything I do. It's always something to learn.
I know it's just my personal opinion. I mean, I know everyone's innocent until proven guilty. I have, from the day they arrested Brian Koberger, I feel that they have the right person. The why I don't know yet, but I've always felt like that they did a very good investigation.
I only paid attention to Kim once. I feel like they have the right person as well. I feel like Brian Koberger is absolutely he really is like a Ted Bundy type of person, almost to the point of almost mimicking him in a lot of ways. I do feel like they have the right person. I wasn't expecting that they would come back with no DNA to the car and to what was it?
Well, remember he bleached it and cleaned the car.
Well, that's just it. I mean, I was hoping that they would find a speck in there regardless, though, because the thing is, unless you're a professional,
I
know what
remember
I
they
mean?
found those booties. Sorry.
Oh, go ahead. The what?
Remember they found the booties. Like that they would. You remember like they would put the booties on when they went into the crime scene. Remember they found a box of those in his apartment.
Yep.
Meaning he could have had those over his shoes when he went in or out, and that would have prevented DNA from getting into the vehicle.
Yeah. William, no, that's Delphi. William, the Brian Kohlberger case is that huge one out of Idaho. Um, it's for any of you guys that aren't watching it, it is like what you guys feel about the Nicola Bulley case. This is the Idaho case over on this side of the world. Okay. The Idaho case is like the biggest case going on here right now. If you were talking about
So
truth.
I think the Idaho case is probably the biggest case that's gone on in the last 10 years.
Yeah. It's absolutely huge. Let me just I'll grab
I mean,
a picture.
the pure brutality of it all is, I think, probably. Plus, they're all attractive college students. It had every ingredient in like what makes people fascinated in a lot of things with true crime, in my opinion.
Well, you know what? It's kind of like Nicola Bulley's case. I think that there's every case myself that has a reason why it hits the internet. Sometimes it's because it's a beautiful little kid that's a blonde and blue eyes, and other times it's because of the horrific nature of it. But here you have four of these great looking teens or adults, I should say, young adults, and that have been gruesomely killed in a town of 3,000, I believe it
Right.
is.
A small college town, literally on this shadow of the campus.
Yeah, and it's so sad, and you're again, it's like a puzzle, like Nicola Bulley's case. It's a puzzle. You're trying to understand why that this has happened. So I'm just going to quickly bring up some pictures of this for those people that don't know. Again, if you're just into true crime and following cases and you're trying to, like I said, some of these ones that are just huge, Nicola Bulley or this one, and just like Delphi is big, but Delphi's been around for like 6 years, now, but it's still huge.
Yeah.
But Idaho is fresh and new,
Right.
in a sense, and
even Delphi never hit the level that
this
Idaho, and that's partly because of how much bigger the internet has become now and true crime in general. After Gabby Petito, I think Idaho's kind of like became this huge thing.
Yeah. I mean, there's been a few Summer Wells. So that's Brian Kohlberger. He was he was a psychology major.
Criminology. He was getting his doctorate for criminology.
Yeah. There was two things. What was it? There was but he had a master's in no. Yeah, he had a master's in criminology, was it? And he had his psychology as well. He was just like Ted Bundy. He had criminology, but he also had his psychology as well.
And then he was getting his doctorate in criminology as well, which is why he was at the University of Washington.
Okay, but the one that he got the master's for, though, in Pennsylvania, that was for. I'm getting it twisted because I haven't looked at it in a while, because it's two things.
Right.
It's like you got his master's in criminology, and then whatever. I think it was master's in criminology. Right? Okay, now you're making me go freaking Google this.
He might have gotten his bachelor's degree in psychology and then his master's in criminology.
Yes,
and I know that he's getting his PhD in criminology.
Yeah, I was just that's what it was. That's why I was going. Oh, I remember, but sometimes I forget your guys' little terms over there. But anyways, that's Brian Kohlberger. This is the person that's accused of taking the lives of these four beautiful people here. So that's Zaina. and her boyfriend Ethan, and this is Madison Mogan, and this is Kaylee Gonzalez. And so these four people, like I said, were brutally, of course, had their lives taken from them in this house here. There's actually even a blood stain right there coming down the wall. This was Zena's room, and Ethan stayed the night. And Kaylee's room is here, and Madison's room's there. And there was two other people that were not touched that were in the house. One was Bethany, and the other one was what's her name?
Dylan.
Dylan. Thank you. Yeah. And Dylan's room was on this floor. This is the kitchen here, and yeah, it's quite the story. So the whole thing is that nobody. So should it be Brian Koberger? Was it because of Zana? Was it because of Madison? Was it because of, or sorry, Kaylee,
Right.
Madison, Zana, Ethan? Who was the target? Was two of them targets? Was one of them targets? Were they all targets? I don't think that they were all targets because two people still made it out of there alive. There were 6 people in that house that night.
Yeah.
You know, but so recently, I mean, he has his thing today. What is it? His trial thing, or what do they call it? Anyways, his court date today. And so this is, like I said, a huge case out here, and it's just a matter of why, like anything, right? Why? You just try to put the puzzle pieces together while you're waiting for answers. Anyways, and so Delphi is obviously about the 2 girls on the bridge, William. That's, again, another horrific case. That one is a mind F-bomb, okay? That one is so sad and so twisted, in a sense, but it's definitely not like the Lori Vallow zombie case. Yeah, so... after I use a bunny suit, it covers you up from the feet to the neck, or then rip it off in 2 seconds. You're clean. Oh yeah, you talking about those clear plastic ones? So strange, this one. Like, what's straight? You'd have to know this, but basically, the gist of this is that the person would have entered from here. Let's just hypothetically say it's Brian Kober. Yeah, CSI suits. Thank you, Angel. Come in from here. And then there's, it's hard to show it here, but there's stairs. You know, you go into the kitchen, you walk down a little bit, and then up the stairs, and then you come to these rooms. While Dylan's room is just right at the stairs. So if the stairs go up, the room is right there. And it's just weird. You know, it's just weird. It's hard to explain. You know, it's just, you wonder to yourself, like, how did somebody see this person leaving and consider they had bushy eyebrows, and yet the person didn't take her out as well? And Bethany would have been down on this floor, which I don't think that he went to. It looks like John just put out a video, police reconstruction, full. So if you guys want to check that out on John's channel, at Crime Scene to Courtroom, check out his video that he has. Anyways, you guys, we're gonna head out of here. Yeah, and we're just gonna I'll put out that video later with the whole timeline of both days, and you guys can just have it in one spot, so you can just look at it yourself and, you know, sift through it. Like I said, I did put the discrepancies of things that were said in one but not so much in the other, so that you guys, so if it does seem like double talking, and again, your last day to get onto the rocks. So after this video, so it takes a little bit, right? This when this live ends, it takes just a little bit for it to turn into a video, and once somebody does that, then you can comment on it, of course. And so if you do want to put your name on the rock, whatever, and share the live, then I will still do that until the end of this day. All right, guys. So thank you guys so much for today.
Hey, before we go off, what was the poll results?
Yeah. Oh, I said them the one time, but let me say them again. So 38% are pissed off. Pissed off if accidental. 32% are sad, frustrated, and unsure. 22% not sure what to think. 8 LP suck it searching. Well, only 8% because most people would have rather picked the other one.
Right.
Yes. But yeah, let's do that. You go, guys, before we end the live here. Let's just put Nicola Bulley back always in our thoughts. This is the whole reason that brought us together and why we're here. You know, or at least what started off why you guys are here anyway. Hopefully you guys, you know, still stay subscribed and stuff like that because we'll be covering, you know,
stick around.
a lot of if you have some time. But anyways, you guys, appreciate it. It's been a long couple days. I'm quite a bit tired. I am.
Go take a nap. Good. Yeah, and thank you for getting up at 5 a.m. this morning, Sunny, to start covering this.
Oh, honestly, I was going to get up earlier and I just couldn't. I was so exhausted. I was just like, and then when I looked what was out there, I'm like, oh, okay, this thing's going to end at this time. There's really not a ton of information out, you know, type of thing. I'm just going to get a little bit more sleep on there. But anyways, you guys, God bless. Take care. You guys have a great day and we'll see you soon. All the best, guys. Yep. This is Sunny Justice and Aspen Connor from It's a Crime and Shame, wishing you all a good night.